Hello everyone, and good afternoon. It's my honor to sharing my experience here. We are Leon Enterprise. We have 42 years experience in lighting, also plus 32 years in LED designing and manufacturing. We also won more than 17 industrial design awards with over 100 different invention patents. Some of are United States, some of the European, and also Asia, Taiwan, and China. But since I only got 10 minutes here, so I wouldn't spend valuable time to only introduce my products. I'm here to sharing my experience, idea, and concept we have come up from this 42 years history. As we know that lighting is kind of receptor. So why is that? Because we control light, and the only output we made is a light. But the lighting only takes the command from the switch or dimmer, and the switch is controlled by our hand or human interface. So that's a very traditional way we treat lighting. But nowadays, since all this new technology being introduced, so we have a new word, new trend, it's called smart lighting. But I put a question mark on the behind. Why? Is that smart lighting really smart? So if we take a look around this environment or city or house, what we call the smart lighting is probably controlled by your mobile phone, controlled by your wall panel. But in the end, if you figure it out, it's still controlled by human hand and human interface. And the only different function is that all this switch and the remote control is replaced with the smart devices. This is not really smart lighting. It should be. The lighting should be smart, so we can call it smart. So there's lots and lots of different technology in the world. It's been introduced into the lighting as well. As you see, we have old-fashioned with a transformer, and tri-dimming, 485, E-standard, E-switch, metal halide. I mix all these work together, but if you got more than 10 minutes, I can put probably a couple hundred more different technology on the list. But there's so many different technology it has been introduced to this world. How are we going to use this skill or this knowledge to make lighting smarter? I guess it is basically you have to set up your mindset first. So here I gave an example of what would be the pretty good way and the technology be introduced into the lighting. Since we use LED as a light source from 1996, about 10 years ago from now, and light, the size of light can be shrunk. If you take a look at a light, you can see the size really not shrinking into maybe only 1/10 the size or half the size. The light source itself, it is actually shrinking inside the light. But this customer or consumer doesn't get used to say that, we can replace with a small light. Because of what you do. If you do that, you will leave a hole on the ceiling because you dig a 7-inch hole there. So if you cannot buy the 3-inch lighting put on there without effect or appearance. Wi-Fi, sorry. Wi-Fi, it's a wireless signal. It's a lighting blinking signal and transmit maybe your internet signal or your website signal through lighting. Not like the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is used a radio wave, but Li-Fi, or called Li-Fi, is used lighting blink. And the transmitting rate of the Li-Fi compared to Wi-Fi is about 7 times or more faster than Wi-Fi. And one of the disadvantages about Li-Fi is it comes a narrow beam. If you use Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi is a radio wave, so it can transmit all in this room, but Wi-Fi cannot be. You have to be under the light. But in the other hand, its a disadvantage is also an advantage. It means that we can control the signal being submitted in certain area, a certain zone. So it's, when you face a new technology, it's really depending how you treat it and how you use it, its advantage versus its disadvantage. And since the lighting been shrinking in size, people try to squeeze into a different component into the lighting picture. Camera is one thing, so it doesn't matter CMOS camera or CCD camera. Some light bulb or lighting today has equipped with lighting with a camera. So the light is not only not outputting light anymore, it also come out light, come out eyes, so you can see things. You can get visual images. And also some of lighting come with a speaker. So why speaker? I will explain it later. But we have some Bluetooth speaker that's built into light. Also the light can interactive with this speaker. So you have a different music, it comes with a different light as well. And also the light can also build in a radio wave. Could be just a digital wave signal, can be Wi-Fi as well, or Bluetooth, Z-wave, microwave. It depends on how to use it. And this is just one example. The street light comes with the radio signal. Then the radio signal, the device is transmitting the control data for smart city to the other devices or the other light, street light. And also, we have enough room to put a sensor as well. Could be an infrared sensor or a thermal sensor, or even a gas sensor to detect poison gases or CO1 or something like that. And in the last beginning, the last stage, that right now the MCU, which is a mini-sized computer, this is actually one of the smallest computer in the world, has been built into lighting. Why is that? We have so many technology and devices being built into the lighting. So the lighting nowadays is different than previous lighting system, as we know. So we can think about that. If you look up on your head, you see one of the most devices in a room. It doesn't matter it's a commercial or a household. The lighting is the largest quantity device in building, in any building. So why should we just treat the light as light only? Can that be not only the receptor to take a control signal from human interface? Can it be a transceiver to send in a signal or send in a control command to the others? Yes, that is possible. So if you take the possible function of lighting, since up there can have the most quantity, so there can be like a satellite. So it's a satellite above you, not like a couple thousand meters high, but just above you, like 2 meters, 3 meters, 5 meters. So it got a location advantage. So it can receive a signal or sensor the condition of a room or people or a person, and they can process this data they got and receive it and transpond it to it. And also, of course, there can be illumination and the sensor to determine how you're going to react. Can be react to different conditions and can be triggered and processed. The data upon the preset condition they have to put into the MCU. And also they can also signal and control the other devices. The possible way we are working on is, this is a few examples. I have asked my engineer, say, the next month we have to come up with the other 15 possible usage of this concept. So it can be bug-proof devices, not only detect bug, but also strong strobe light to scare it away. Or even a laser beam. So we have a laser beam to kill a mosquito right now. Why not a bird? Bird is scarlet. And also the insect prevention by tuning the different color temperature to keep the mosquito out. Or again, a laser cannot shoot out the fly as well. And also can be direction given. Maybe the lights can show you which way to go to which room or direction. And also sending a message if somebody call and be from the phone, take 2 rooms away. But this room, the light can tell, oh, your mobile phone is on, so I'm gonna pick it up. Or you have an event being raised, so you can turn like an alarm to tell you what to do. And you also can change your mood by changing the strong light output or color temperature or its frequency. It also can alerting, give you a weather report by changing the color. A rainy day, blue, sunny day, yellow, or opposite. And it could also be a baby monitor. And there's a lot more. So as I say, 50 more ideas next month. So I'm here just sharing my experience, and I only got 10 minutes, it's tied up already. So I will thank you for your participation. So there's so many more I'd like to share. So if you want to talk with me, later on, please take a photo snapshot of this and send me an email. I will happy to share more of my knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yuan Lin, for letting us reimagine the value and the purpose of light. Now, the next talk is about intelligent digital out-of-home media solutions, and I would like everybody to please welcome the Senior Manager of Acer Cloud Technology. Please welcome Mr. Jimmy Wang.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, it's so sensitive. My name is Jimmy Wang. Last year I was here to present Acer Beam signage solution to everyone. And I still remember my last slide stopped at to be continued, which means there's no result. So 1 year later, I bring my result here with you. So today I will go through 4 topics. First one, I will introduce Acer Beam signage. Second one, to present what is our current market share. Third one is to introduce our offerings. And I would like to share the result that we have with IMAX VR Center in LA. So just a brief introduction about a signage. Signage is the system that comprises a connected display and a media player, or IPC, industry personal computer, similar to this one, okay? And the content management system. All those systems can be managed by a local area network or cloud. So Acer is not only a hardware company, we are transforming from a hardware company to a software and a services company. So we would like to provide you a one-stop shopping solution. That means you go to Acer and we will provide total solution for you. What is our market share? Our market share major focus on Germany. As you can see on the slide, we have more than 16,000 displays around the world. Most of them located in Germany, as you can see, from highway, airport, retail, supermarkets, and restaurants in Germany. In Taiwan, we focus on convenience stores, for example, 7-Eleven and Family Mart. So what is actually our offerings? Just like we present in the previous slide, digital signage network comprises a display and a media player, and also managed by local area network or cloud. But what is the key differentiation that Acer have? There's a camera here on the media player. So the camera can detect traffic, views, and also we can do demographic analysis for you. We can identify your age, your gender, attention time, how long time you actually look at the advertisement. So our solution solution is very good for digital out-of-home media agencies because for the advertisers, sometimes they pay per play. Now you can pay per view only, okay? And the key benefit for using our camera is, I will show you two examples. First one is the example from Neighborhood Science Park, okay? Then on this slide, there are three key messages. First one is that you can see on the middle side, viewers by week. People go there on weekdays. So you can see the trend from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday to Friday. People go there just for work. And then who will go there? You can see the bar here. Viewers by demographic is the male young, male adult, and female young. Okay, and then what is the golden time? What is the time that those people visit 7-Eleven? In the morning from 8 to 9, and in the noon from 12 to 1. They buy breakfast, buy lunch, so that's the reason why they visit 7-Eleven. What about another area, Xinmending? You can see that people go there just on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. And who visited this area? You can see that male young, female young, and male adult. And also this area full of people all the time. So these are the key messages. So if you are an advertiser, you know where to broadcast your advertisement. Okay? These are the top 5 questions that advertisers always ask ASA. How many people that actually look at my advertisement? Who are they? How long time did they watch? Is there anyone that really buy my products? Okay? In order to answer this, you just need to implement ASA big signage solution. We can also do A/B test. Okay? Within same store, same location, if you want to promote something or you have different advertisements, we can do A/B test. For example, this one, essential one, and naughty one. And then we found that essential one is much more popular. Then our advertisers, they decided to use this advertisement. And also we can generate some heat map. The heat map is quite useful. You can see that different times in the morning, people like to see online shopping, car, wines advertisement. In the noontime, it's very, people like to see food beverage. Okay, that's very common. And in the nighttime period, people like to see online gaming, bank and insurance, and computer communication, consumer products. And also we can identify whether this area belongs to residential area, shopping area, park area, or historical area. So if you were an advertiser, you just need to select the right locations, right target audience, and then broadcast your advertisement. These are the benefits. I will not focus on this. I would like to share the one that I didn't finish last year, the report from IMAX VR Center. This is the IMAX VR Center floor plan. As you can see that there are many displays. Okay, on these displays they play trailers, just like this. But actually, which trailer, which display is the most popular? They don't know that. So we implement 7 A/B signage solution in IMAX VR Center. Then we found that the number 4 popular display is actually playing the Black Runner. We also identified that this trailer is around 2 minutes. You can see that 137 seconds, and strongly male. The blue line means male, the red line means female. So male like to see this trailer. And they like to see from 80 seconds to 100 seconds. Female, their attention only lasts for 10 seconds. So what is actually playing? Oh, there's no sound. Sound is also very important in the VR center.
There's still a page left.
Go to previous one. Previous slide. Yeah, 19. This is the male. 80 seconds to 100 seconds. So you can see that a lot of explosion, gunshot.
here.
So that's common. Male like to see this. How about female? They just want to see right answer. And that's it. Finish. That's it. Oh, there are also number 3, number 2, and this is a number 1. Number 1, most popular display. It's only a JPEG. Remember this as a VR center. So people go there, they buy tickets, they want to know what kind of game that they want to play. For example, they want to play a beginner's game or the game that includes intensive actions. And the limitations, for example, the age limitation or physical limitations. So this is the most popular display. Yeah. So whenever I present in Taiwan, in Acer Bing Lab, the first thing that I talk is this is the way to the men's room, ladies' room. Okay, this is the way that to escape if something emergency. Yeah. I think that's people do cares. So that's the report for IMAX. And then after the workshop, people come to me and say, hey Jimmy, the solution that you are talking about is not artificial intelligence. It's intelligent artificial. Okay? Then I heard that, and I bring that voice back to the RD. Then they give me this idea. Say that all about we have the camera, we have the IPC, we have the CPU, memory, and this in this small box. All about let's put some intelligence in this box. So we train the machine and say that if someone is doing a behavior like this, take one thing and put it in the pocket. If then, oh, it's a thief, okay? Then we might send alert to the customer care center or to the owner. How about this one in National Security Center? If someone goes in and take out this USB thumb, okay, and then put it into the server, okay, spy. Then we try to make some alarm to the administration center again. And third use case is that people love to buy a camera at home to monitor their children or their babysitters, whether they treat my children well or not. So if you found that your son or your daughter is doing something very dangerous, you can see that, hey Ben, my son's name is Ben. Ben, just become cool down, otherwise your daddy will, or no, will not keep. Your daddy will buy some candies for you, okay? So we put some intelligent, or we can train the machine and do something different, do something smarter. So maybe we can use this solution in the airport. If someone doing like this, smoking is strictly prohibited. So maybe we can send an alarm to the administration center again. So that's my presentation for today. If you have more ideas, come to talk to Acer. We are very happy to work with you. Thank you.
Here we go. There you go. Thank you very much, Mr. Jimmy Wang. You have the makings of a good FBI agent with the data you presented. If I'm not mistaken, your behavior tracking sensor is similar to the God's Eye in the movie Fast and the Furious, right? Really cool. And also thank you very much for expounding on the value of analytics, or should I say data analysis, and the results of the business. Now, capping off the first batch of speakers, we have with us the marketing manager of Everest Display, talking about the world is a classroom. Please welcome Mr. Y.C. Tang.
Hello, thanks for organizing the invitation, and thanks to the media participation. I'm the Y.C. Tang, come from the bus line representative from the Taiwan. Today is my very honor and this opportunity to introduce my past experience in the Yes. So today's my topic, you can see the picture is the world, and the center Pacific Ocean there is the chalkboard. So our product is combined together. Our image is the world is the classroom. So the concept is very similar our brand slogan. So you can see the change the classroom and change the world. Change the classroom and change the world. So it's very clear of our brand. Our brand, the mission is want to do the future classroom, change the smart room. So the second page, why do you want to change the classroom? So important. Let me see the picture. So first you can see the picture in the telephone. 1,000 years ago, the picture is very similar to but now you can see the smartphone. There are a lot of fancy functions in this. So there are a lot of functions, and you can imagine. But you can see 100 years ago, that is the classroom. The teacher stand here and take the chalk, and in the blackboard write, and the students have a seat. It means the teacher talk and the students learn. That is 100 years ago, the classroom. But now, the classroom is not huge different. The teacher still stand the chalkboard, and the students have a seat. But this picture is taken from Taiwan. Maybe you will tell me, American or European may be different, but I will show you. In the Asia office, Asia classroom, including the Philippines, maybe the classroom very similar here. But have you ever seen that it's possible to change such kind of this environment? The teacher use the e-learning teaching environment in the teaching, and the students he can use the IT technology to do the learning. And not one cell study. He can change it to the group. So group study is very important. So is it possible for the future class to change here? Maybe you want to change it early, quickly. But before you want to change, we want to share you the golden sample of smart classroom in the world from Finland. Here you can see the Finland, the teacher use the e-learning education, and the students, he know how to use the IT technology to learning. And the most important is students, each other discussion and share the experience. And not only the one cell, lesson the teacher and study by self, he can see the group. Everyone can give you the opinions, change the information. All of your study can go to the outside, maybe go to the library. Oh, no. This is not all library. It is with your say the open space. What do you say the open space? Because the future smart classroom is not a room, it's a space, it's an open space. It means that any space you can learn from the future. So that is our future classroom concept. So now I have a dream. Is it possible to lend our brain help you to create the future classroom from the original chalkboard to the e-learning teaching environment? And then the students, he know how to use the IT technology to do the learning. And such as this kind of the STEM or the STEAM or the programming or the Lego system, a lot of the system learning not only in room, maybe go to the library, maybe go to the outside, go to any environment to study. If we want to do, lend our brain, the world, we help to you create. So our education brand have an education circle concept, getting rating one-stop solution service to you. My brand's education circle's purpose is want to improve the student's outcome. For example, we have 4 segments. First, we want to set up a classroom environment. It means we have say the audio system or the video system. The second, we have do the assessment learning system. For example, the teacher and the student use this kind of vote system. Teacher giving the question and the students giving the answer. Then after the answer, he can collect all the students' data. Then the teacher understand the student's learning performance. The other is collaborated learning. So in the future, not only the textbook, you can see the students use the pad system. The teacher only the one question can send the data to the student's pad, and the students in the pad write her answer and project to the screen, and we can share. Students can share the data for the teacher. Finally, we have the STEM. STEM means the science technology, or do the robot programming, or the Lego system. So it means that we can do the science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics not in the classroom, in all of the open space, all of the campus. So that is our solution. So based on this, our education circle, and we want to, our brand want to provide a solution for you and giving you the suggestion and opinions from the different school and the different classroom. If you have a demand, I can support you any solution. So how can we do? Because our brand, Basai, we combine the two systems. One is Basai, one is Mimio. Basai is our hardware system. It's used in your future classroom want to set up the hardware system, we can do. And the other is a software system. We have a Mimio system, we can support you. So we have combined the hardware and the software system to a one solution function for you. So Basai Mimio is our education brand. This year is NASDAQ listed successfully. It's the only one listed in the NASDAQ use the set up the future classroom to the listed successfully brand. So our global experience you can reference. We have sold in 60 countries and 800 sales reseller globally. And there are so many classrooms use our system. So software use 32 years. But not the majority of the marketing in Europe and American. So that is my purpose, hope to set up this system to the Asia market in Taiwan or the Southeast Asia, especially in Philippines. So we get a lot of, our brand get a lot of award from the 2001 to the 2005 and the 2017, we get a lot of award. But this time we get the Taiwan 2018 Taiwan Excellent Award in this year. So we have many kind of solution can support all of the class guests. But this time we bring the 2018 Taiwan Excellent Award product in SIP exhibition. The product is a projector. You can see projector. Turn on the projector, we can see the image. But that is only projector. We have innovation. You can see we have a CMOS sensor built in the projector. And the teacher can use the iPad. Use this system with the projector, write the notes in the screen. If we add the curtain system, or you can see teacher not necessary to the iPad. The can use the finger, can write in the screen to write the notes. But we have an additional function. You can see we have an Android board. Why? Because all of the system, not the Windows system, we have in the Android system. So our projector can combine the projector together, so you can see the next animation. The screen change to the Android system. It means the future classroom, the center of the projector is not only a projector, here is a smartphone inside the projector. And we, just as our previous said, the room is not a room, we will do the open space. It means the students, even as in the room, to study, all of the information comes from the cloud system. You can see. So it means that we have a cell phone inside the projector. It means that all of the educational data from the cloud pass through the projector and the projector to the screen for the students' learning. So now we are ready, and the Basai get ready, and reach out my hand. So I hope all of the media guests can reach out your hand. We are hand in hand and work together. I hope the future smart classroom, not only in Europe and in American, we can go to the Asia, work together, let the Philippine future classroom parallel in the world. Thank you.
Wala makuha nila.
Thank you very much, Mr. YC Tang, another visionary right there. Well, that concludes the first batch of speakers, but right about now, the floor is open for your questions. So may I please invite all the 4 speakers here in front to welcome the questions from our attendees. Again, let's call in Mr. Max Liu, Mr. Yuan Lin, Mr. Jimmy Wang, and Mr. YC Tang. Right, please feel free to approach the microphone to ask questions to these rock stars right here. We are in the presence of greatness. We are surrounded by geniuses, aren't we? Super cool. All right, any questions? Any questions, please? We have our first brave soul to ask a question.
For Mr. YC Tang, is this solution a type of learning management system? Is the solution you're offering a type of learning management system? LMS, learning management system.
Yes, yes. It's our learning system, learning management system.
Are these, do we sell or do you offer hardware with the software?
Yeah, original we have a 4 segment. First segment we have an education circle. First segment is a hardware system. The other is software system. The other 3 is software system. So if we want to set up the future classroom, hardware and the software system we can combine together. Just depend on your requirement. And you can give us your demand, and we can give you a solution to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. Yes, ma'am, please.
To Mr. Max Yu. Okay, I just want to, can you please elaborate more on the smart way of saving energy? Is it for corporate, middle class, or can it be used at home? Residentials?
Yes. We also use for the big building. Just for home, the potential is not big.
Not applicable for residentials?
Yes, yes, yes. We usually for the hospital or a big shopping mall or casino, like you use the centralized air conditioning is
Okay.
more suitable. Yes.
Won't it affect the systems of the electrical services like Meralco? Would it be of conflict, or would you just do your equipment will just be installed in any in just particular appliances, like you said, aircon?
Air conditioning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for the aircon only, or would it be applicable to lighting, or?
Okay. Because for the building, the major power consumption is from the air conditioning. The lighting is only about 10 to 15%. So our major target is about the air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yes. Lighting is also can be controlled, but you can change it to the LED lighting. You can do it by yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another question? Thank you, sir.
With regards to Li-Fi technology, how ready is our infrastructure for Li-Fi technology? I mean, we now have devices who work with Wi-Fi. Now, how do we implement Li-Fi technology here in the Philippines or in Manila to start with?
Okay. Li-Fi is pretty new technology, and it's just start to commercialize. Some of the big lighting companies like GE Lighting or Philips have introduced this technology into shops. Why shops? Imagine that you have your customer data in the maybe department store customer record, and you have your mobile phone install the app. So when you move into some certain area, for example, maybe sports shoes editors booth. So the light above you is sending the information to your cellular phone, tell you the discount, the special sale for this brand, for those brands you are interested in. So that's how they use it right now. But in the future, when you use like Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, as I said, the disadvantage is that they only work on the place in being illuminated. So when you move from one zone to the other zone, the signal may be break. They are still working on some solution. If you move one place to the other, they will pass your signed ID into the next one. But they're still working on it. But also the other potential is that they use the laser beam as the light source. So sending the digital signal through this laser beam, so you don't need a fiber optic, you don't need to worry about the huge loss of radio wave, sending a signal, for example, to 5 kilometers away. So that's one, I think, the most possible method for it. So how are we going to use it in Philippines? I think it's because it's an expensive new technology, so we should use in the place which can afford. So I guess that you have a long distance, you worry about the data loss, and in the same time you need a high-speed response. So that would be place to be used. For example, railway, highway, or certain building-to-building communication. That would be a possible deviation to go. For lighting, I just guess that we are going to use some light to pass information from one light to the other. So the light is so close. So one light is sending signal to the other is easy. So that's my idea.
What changes do we need to do to our devices so that we can accept Wi-Fi signals, for example?
Okay. So